something like top, chop and tail or something. I don't know. We do that. So this little bit will get cut out, and then when I start, we'll start, and then you'll see it before it goes out. So it's all good.
Great.
Right. So thanks for coming along this afternoon, Cathryn. Really looking forward to hearing your story. If you want to introduce yourself, tell us about you and your company, please.
Sure. Well, my name's Cathryn Sutherland. I am the director of Control Loop. It's a small marketing company, but the idea around it is to help small businesses just set on their marketing journey. And whether that's me helping them out with some of their marketing, or helping to project manage small businesses with other marketing specialists such as PR, social media experts, etc. Just working for the client and looking at their best interests and how best to serve them.
Perfect. So obviously, me and you have spoken before all this. We look back at January 20, where we were at January 2020 and sort of what's happened and everything else. But obviously, your story is going to be quite different, because January 2020, was there a control loop?
No.
No. So where were we then?
So I spent the majority of my career working with and for law firms down in London, firms in Leeds, and the last firm that I was working with in January was based over in York, and fantastic firm, doing really, really well. But COVID hit, and I was working from home. My husband has his own business, and this is working with my husband in some degree, where he has established his business and I am kind of working the marketing side of things on that, and just really looked at where I am in my life, in my career, and just decided that I wanted to set something up myself, kind of being master of my own destiny. Did the typical things of worrying about imposter syndrome and still worry about that on a regular basis, but really kind of looking at what I've learned through 20 years of working. Half that time was in sales, and then most recently was in marketing, and just really understanding the small businesses and wanting to help small businesses get established and doing it in a cost-effective way. I think I've come across a number of specialists who are all excellent at their jobs, but with that specialism there's high cost, and I think sometimes small businesses just need to get started on their marketing journey, and then looking at the ways to best utilize what's available for them before looking at more specialist services.
No, and do you know what, this is exactly why we're doing these interviews, to tell these stories and sort of different people, different angles. And a lot of the people coming on here have been, in a business that's really been affected by COVID. And why I really was excited to come and speak to you about, because you saw COVID's hit, you've sat there and you go, do you know what, this is the time. So many people sat still going, this is awful, what do I do, what do I do? And you went, this is the time to start a business, I'm going for it. And there's clearly a niche, as you say, so many people there that need it. And it's like, you've just gone, do you know what, go. And I find that admirable, and that's obviously why I want to get you on here. So,
well, don't get me wrong. My husband and I, wake up in the middle of the night thinking I've left a secure job with a well-established, fantastic law firm to kind of start from square one. But I don't think there's ever a right time. And and it's a case of, I'm not getting any younger, and if I want to make a success of something, and also to work with clients that I want to work with, and to build relationships with clients that I want to build relationships with, and it's that kind of, it's a cliche, but that adding value where I'm not working 9 to 5, I'm working the hours that need to be worked to help clients, and just listening to clients as well. And I think so many clients just get frustrated, especially with marketing, where people think, right, if I pay for an advert on social media, I'm going to make thousands of pounds, or get tens of thousands of clients and that, and just kind of going, you need to be realistic, and actually organic growth for especially professional services and consultancy firms, which is primarily the industry that I want to work with. Putting a Facebook ad on may not be the best option for them, and just kind of talking through different ideas, but doing it in a way where you're not spending thousands not getting a return. Let's see what we can do cost effectively, and then, thinking about what works well, it may be that, actually PR is the best for your business. So, we can either start off writing our own PR, our own press releases, or we can go out to companies that specialize in it. But it's worthwhile building it up rather than taking that leap and spending, more money than necessary initially. But specialists are fantastic at what they do, and there is certainly a need for them. But it's gauging at what point in the business's journey is right for that step to be made.
Yeah, and as you say, like, for different sectors, I suppose different things are going to work. So it might be, like you say there, PR is the right thing for you, but it might be social media is the best thing for you, and it might be getting on the radio is the best for you, and it's finding that specialist, I suppose, at the right time. And you're here to kind of signpost good people, because we all know there's plenty of people out there with your job title or anyone's job title that don't do the same quality of job as you do. I mean, it's a natural frustration of mine. I go around talking about business coaching, and some moment here someone hears coach, their mental image of what that means can almost break a conversation straight away. And it's like, no, it's a different thing entirely. So I suppose for you, like you say, there's so many people out there that are PR specialists, and some of them are and some of them aren't. But with your background in sort of legal services, you really have that, professional services edge there, that the job gets done, and the firm you're with, I'm sure, have reaped the benefit of your services over the years, and I'm sure they did put a good word in for you.
I hope so. Yes.
Good stuff. So, I mean, we started out, how long ago? When did we start exactly?
So I launched in August this year, and worked with a few clients. And the best piece of advice I got told was that the business that I had when I started and the business that I'll have in 12-month time are likely to look very different. And I certainly can see that shaping now, where you start out and you're working for clients, and that maybe not necessarily your niche, but you're able to go in and help anyway. And not just that, being able to value your services. You think something's going to take so long, and it actually takes 3 times as long. And it's that learning process where you kind of go, right, I won't make that mistake again. And but at the same time, making your mark, and that, being able to work with the clients that you're working with, and it's, for me, it's all a learning curve. I'm working with a few clients at the moment that aren't in professional services, and they're fully aware that I'm not familiar with their sector, but they see that I've got the skills to be able to learn it and still help them. And I think that's what's always exciting about having your own business. It's that learning curve where, again, you may be waking up in the middle of the night going, I've bitten off more than I can chew. But I think as long as you're honest with your clients, and you're not overselling, and being not being afraid to say, actually, that's above my pay grade, but again, I know people that are able to help you with that. So honesty is obviously the best way forward in everything.
No, look, totally agree. And I think, you look at where I've landed up in life. I'm with a business coaching organization, and my background was not business coaching, it's sport, and coaching is across both. And it's like you're saying there, the strategy, the marketing strategy, and it might be it's a different subject matter that you're putting across, and like the niche may change slightly, or delivery system might change slightly, but the principles stay the same. So it's like, you're not just throwing money at it. That you're putting it in the right places. You test the waters. You make sure it all lines up. They're hitting every front. You measure and test which ones work best, push them there. So I'm sure the non-professional silence services clients you've got are delighted with what you're doing so far. And like I say, like the delivery method's the same for me. It's how I've ended up with a job anyway. So I'm going to stick to that line. It's fine.
Well, and I think what is exciting as well, I've got one client at the moment that's working with a marketing strategist, but they're including me in to do the marketing, because again, it's always good for a business to work with, get an overall marketing strategy. But again, the business may not have the resources internally to take that on. So, we get the ideas, we get the expertise from marketing strategists, and then I'm on, a freelance basis. I'm employed, contracted to them
Mm,
to deliver that. And again, it saves businesses having to take on either A, you're going to have to do the work yourself, or B, you have to hire. And at the moment, it's tough to hire. And I'm
yeah,
kind of that resource that's just before you hire somebody, where the marketing needs to be done. You've got a clear idea about what marketing needs to be done, but you haven't got the time to do it. So I take that on, and then in an ideal scenario, 6-12 months time, you're in a position to recruit somebody that I hand over to. So
yeah,
it, it I kind of see myself as a plug for businesses where, you're talking to any business, unless marketing business, normally marketing isn't what they specialize in. And,
mm,
and it becomes a bit of a bugbear. And the thing about marketing is about consistency. And when you're busy doing either accounts or providing legal services or selling stuff or whatever it is your job does, all of a sudden being able to spend half an hour on marketing a day doesn't get done, or it drops
yeah,
down. And but having someone like me who can come in and go, right, I know that each week we've got to send out an e-newsletter, we need to post to these social media sites, and we need to look at doing a press release because somebody's just joined the firm. Then
mm.
suddenly that's off of their plate, and I'm able to, and it frees up time for them.
No, exactly that. And it's, time, we all know time's valuable, but it's that thing, isn't it? Sometimes people spend their time doing things they feel they need to be doing, and it keeps them away from the real kind of money making end of their business because they're doing
Exactly.
this other stuff. They don't love it either. There's people out there love everything, but some people don't love that side of things. So you come in, take care of that, free them up to do their bit, and the whole thing works. So, no, I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds like a brilliant premise, and I'm sure it's all going well so far. But you talk about sort of 6-12 months down the line for other businesses, whether you're there or not. But what about your business? Where are you 6-12 months time? Where are you in 5 years? What's the view for Control Loop?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have grand ambitions to have people working for me. I mean, if it did become a case where I had more work than I could deal with myself, I'd look to work with associates and being able to farm out work to other reliable
Hmm.
people and kind of manage that. I If I'm talking ideally, I'd like to be in a position where I'm project managing my business and being able
Hmm.
to. I do enjoy the sales side of things. I do enjoy being able to go out and meet with clients and network and ideally win the business. And whether it's a case where I'm able to farm out the work to other people who are in my situation, that may be freelance or self-employed, who want to take on the work, that would be great. For me, I'm very much looking forward to networking opportunities coming back face to face. Zoom is great, but it's still a case face to face, in person. It's invaluable.
No, I totally agree with you. It works,
Yeah,
and it's been an amazing tool that we all discovered recently, but it's not the same thing. And also, we're all
yeah,
sat at home, surrounded by whatever the hell's going on at home, and dogs
yep,
barking, and all that going on. So it can be quite sort of distracting on that front. I mean, I personally feel it's personalized, humanized quite a lot of people this year, which I think is a great thing because
yeah,
informality is kind of how I deal with life. But no, it's great. I think it's lovely to know where you want to go, and it's not about everyone wanting to be 5 years from now, I'm going to be in the Bahamas and my team of 300 are going to be taking care of everything. I mean, personally, it sounds great, but that's not
yeah,
that's not everyone's dream, and it's about helping people get where they want to go.
yeah,
And you're helping people get where they want to go by taking care of their marketing, which releases them. So it's all
yeah.
goes around. So no, I mean, other than COVID, because it's one of the things about challenges looking forward. Can you see any kind of challenge on the horizon other than COVID? Because it's so easy to go, oh, that could happen, and I know the B word slips in sometimes. We're talking especially to import export business. Brexit
Yeah.
looms its head, but can you see? Is there anything you can see coming up? You think, do you know what? Maybe I'll try and sneak around that somehow, or you just think, do you know what? I've got a clear plan. I'm ready to go, and let's get on with it.
I think I think we'll always. I think this year has provided opportunity, but also has raised the potential for businesses to become risk averse. Spending money as a business is always going to be a scary prospect, and especially at the moment, nobody really knows what the next 12 months hold. Everything's crossed for vaccines and political stances, calming down. But for me, I mean, I see myself as cost effective for businesses for the reasons I've mentioned, and not having to take staff on. But I'm still a cost to a business that has to prove their worth and prove valuable to be able to, for someone to commit to working with me. And I think businesses need to be confident that where they are spending money, it's not a waste of money, and I think that's going to be the hardest part. And I think as well, the last 12 months, many people have done what I've done. They've kind of made the decision to set up their own businesses, and so there's going to be a lot of people knocking on the door, and that's why for me, meeting face to face, I think, when people see my passion and see my values, they can see that they want me as an extension to their business. And so the longer that holds off will be a challenge for me, because I think being able to really understand your client, you need to meet face to face. It's good to see the office, it's good to see what they're offering, and I think as soon as we can get back to that will help. But yeah, the challenge is going to be whether businesses are able to open their wallets at the moment, and being able to show them how I can help. It's actually by paying me X, Y, and Z, you're actually spending that because you're spending 5 hours a day doing it, and where you should actually be charging more for your expertise. And it's that delicate balancing act, but yeah, that's what I need, the challenge I need to overcome when talking to businesses.
No, and that's brilliant as because one of the questions, or the last question we tend to ask people is, if you look at the year that's gone, and it's like we say, ask about your challenges going forward, and it's sort of, getting in front of businesses and showing them your worth, which is exactly what, well, all of us do. That's how you sell things, isn't it? You get in front of someone, you show them what it's worth, show them that you're worth them, and off you go. But we sort of asked people, if you could go back to March, when lockdown happened, what would you have done sooner? And obviously for you, it's a completely different prospect because you're a new business. But it's that one piece of advice, like you said, your friend said that your business in 12 months will be different from the one you do now, because you're correct. There was the Office of National Statistics, there have been more businesses started this year than any year for the last decade, because people have all gone there at home taking stock to know what's going to do their thing. But it's that one piece of advice. If you could sit there and say, do you know what, because there are going to be challenges next year, as no one knows what's going on. There's one thing you could take from everything you've learned this year and go to someone who's looking at January 2021 and whatever challenge next year brings, and go, there's the one. What would that be?
I've got to say, go for it. Stop talking yourself out of things, and don't be afraid of failure. Everybody's had failure in their life. Everybody has not succeeded in something or other, or be disappointed. So what? Pick yourself up, try again. There's no shame in it. What you're more likely to regret when you're on your deathbed not going for things, and things that you did go and they did try and you failed. And I know that that's cliche, and I know that everybody says it, but don't be afraid of failure.
No, it's perfect. And and like I say, we run the book club, and we put quotes out there, and people always cliches. And it's like, there's a reason things are cliches. It's because they've been true for so many people for so long, and they will continue to be so. And no, I love that. Get yourself back up, keep moving, keep going. No, it's brilliant. Well, Cathryn, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much. Great. I'll think of a much more pleasant ending for this when we chop this bit out of the recording entirely, so don't worry.
No worries.